Yeah! Yeah!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first ever episode, possibly the pilot, not too sure yet, of the Whenever I Want show, where I talk about whatever I want, whenever I want. And for our first ever episode, let's begin with the first story, a rather recent one. I think you're going to enjoy this. This is the Ditcham Park Leavers Assembly. Now, wow, what an event this was. Am I right? Yes, exactly. Yeah. So quite a lot of stuff happened, and we got a lot of ground to cover. So let's start off with the opening. Let me just say that I was incredibly happy to see the events unfold, the people laugh. I was in a very good position where I was looking and seeing the crowd and seeing the reactions on their faces. It was great. There was a ton of laughter, and really there was only one section in which case everyone was staying awkwardly still and motionless and weren't laughing in the slightest, except for one tiny bit, but I'll be getting to that in a minute. But let's continue with the main meat of this assembly. So the opening of it, which was incredibly fun, it was basically just us holding on, bracing ourselves and rushing in, which most of you may have seen. It was fantastic, and let me just say, I myself had a blast filming that. That was wonderful. Just going in, big, guns blazing almost. That was wonderful. Although the actual assembly itself felt rather lacking. And that's because not due to the lack of proper events. The closest one to that was, thankfully, Luca did a wonderful job at making that whole prison who's arrested sort of beating up thing with the police. That was wonderful. That was a good event. The rest of it, though, was mainly just videos and the occasional quiz game sort of thing. And that is not as eventful as one of the ones that we used to have back in the day. But do you know what? I think the audience appreciated that, as they didn't need to do as much. But that participation really is what makes these so appealing. Okay, now another thing is the length. Yes, it was incredibly long, and I admit some of the things they had to do to try and shorten it down were needed ultimately, but I think they went about it in the wrong way. And this is the main reason why. All of my problems can be boiled down to this. Get ready for this, audience. Get ready? You ready?
Yeah.
You're ready? Yeah, good. I didn't have my piece in it. Yes. Yeah, I know. Unbelievable, isn't it? Yeah. Unbelievably, my piece, the Ditcham Park Q&A, didn't make it in. And that is unbelievable for a number of reasons. First off, let's get into it. I worked super hard on that. That Dead Pirate Studios thing that I worked on was unbelievable. And seriously, if anyone wants to take the name Dead Pirate Studios and make their own Ditcham-related content, I'm happy to oblige, and you can take that brand and do whatever you want with it. Someone needs to pass on the legacy. I mean, if I keep on doing it, it won't make any bloody sense because I'm no longer at the school. But regardless, this is an incredibly important thing. That my piece didn't make it in, as it was so good, though. It was just so good. Unbelievably good. And I seriously am shocked that it didn't make it in. I am appalled. Anyway, let's continue. So the rest of the events were fine, except for one, which I'll be getting to, because like most of these late night talk show things, yeah, they're usually very they have this spark of an ongoing storyline and a payoff at the end. But we'll continue with this. So yeah, special thank you to people like Josh, who did the big events. That meme compilation was wonderful, and I would love to have an extra copy of that. That would be nice. And I really wish that Madam Cripps would have played the bagpipes when we were going Yes a Long Way to the Top. That would have been brilliant if we did that. I think that would have been a good idea. Right, audience? Yeah, exactly. See, listen to them. They know what's good for them. So, unbelievably, one event did actually make it in that no one else wanted except for the people who made it. And that was this.
Oh.
Can you believe that, audience? Can you believe that? Why? Why did that make it in? And do you know what's the real kicker? No one laughed at that. Yeah, no one laughed. And do you know why no one laughed? Do you? Exactly. Because it wasn't funny. And the only bit that people did laugh at was the Buzz thing. That's all they laughed at. Yeah, Buzz appeared at one part of it, and that's the only bit that got a kicker out of people. Unbelievable, isn't it? Unbelievable. How did they manage to make it in when my piece received more laughter from the audience than that one did?
Yeah.
That private screening that was shown with my stuff, that was unbelievably well received, and still got nothing from that. Which is why I've really got to thank Josh976 for uploading that video onto his channel and giving it some publicity. Thank you very much, Josh. And thank you to all the positive responses to that whole ordeal, because that was truly, truly awful. I hated that feeling inside of me that a piece that I'd worked on to make sure that people would like would be flattened, squashed, gone like that. So thank you very much for sorting that out.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was the Ditcham Park Q&A, and thank you very much for watching. That was our big piece of this episode. So let's continue with some little things here and there, basically sorting out why I decided to make this in the first place. So I noticed that basically every single channel over in America has their own talk show type thing now. They have way too many of them as far as I'm concerned, but there are some ones which I really do love, and that's why I'm doing this thing right here. So thank you very much for joining me, and hopefully this kicks off and this does well. I do hope so. There are a few things I've definitely got to refine. First off, a proper backdrop. Also, I need to write down a script in future, and also just have a better set and better lighting in general. But thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, audience. Bye-bye. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Amazing.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, perfect.